All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakak and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and also Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel who are the believers in the true doctrine of the Bible, how it's supposed to be taught and how it's supposed to be understood, right? And this is going to be a lesson on how ultimately, if you're supposed to rule, right? If you're actually supposed to rule, there'll be no need for you to lie, right? If you're actually supposed to rule, if you're actually supposed to be in charge, there'll be no need for you to lie. There'll be no need for you to be deceitful. It will be clearly shown that you are supposed to rule, and you won't need to make no false belief systems, right? You won't need to try and have an unfair advantage. You'll be able to just let everyone do whatever they want to do, and you would still rise up to the top, right? But that is not what we see in this world at all, right? Now, this is Sirach chapter 10 and verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. Now, right now is not the time where one that is profitable has been set up. In fact, the worst of all people is set up right now to rule. The worst ever nation. The Edomites are the ones that are ruling the earth right now. And if you don't know who that's talking about, well, just look and see who's in charge. See who makes the decisions and everything, right? And it should be clearly obvious who's ruling. Look at who everyone's always making excuses for, and it will be clear as day who's actually ruling the earth. If you can't understand that, I don't know what's wrong with you. If you can't tell who's ruling the earth, right? And it's the Edomites that are in charge. The people that are running the earth right now are the Edomites. So whoever you see that's running the earth, and if you're honest with yourself, those people, they are the Edomites, right? And in due time, he will set over one that is profitable, but that's ultimately going to begin with Yahweh Shai, and that's going to be passed down because the Israelites are joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. King David, the 12, it's going to be passed down in the said hierarchy that's supposed to happen, right? Verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, right? Because of unrighteous dealings, because of dealing in a wicked way with people, right? Injuries, causing people harm, and riches got by deceit, lying and stealing. Not, oh, I've got good ideas, here's my good ideas, and it's going to turn into money. Esau's where he gets money is, you see these swords that I've got? I'm commandeering, or I'm commandeering not only a vehicle, I'm commandeering your whole land, and if you got anything to say, run up. That's how Esau lives his life. I've got these weapons, right? And I'm going to try and stop you from having these weapons, even though I've got them, because I'm a hypocrite. And they literally said that recently about Iran, I believe. There was like, Iran cannot get this type of weapon, this ICBM, but they've got them though. Iran cannot get a ICBM of this type, but you've got them though. You know what I mean? It's okay for you to have them, but then you don't want no one else to have them, and you're the ones that made people even know that these things could even be made anyway. It's you Edomites that even first was the ones to start and set it off with all that kind of stuff. You was the first one to make them and the only ones to use them still to this day. But then you grieved about other people having them. Okay. Verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, so you're going to lose your kingdom anyway. The Bible is clear. If you are supposed to rule, you're not supposed to get riches by deceit, which means you're not supposed to be a liar in your rulership. You're not supposed to, oh, this person's got this amount of this and that in their land. This person's got weapons of this type of destruction. So we need to go over there and stop them from doing it. Or this country's oppressing their people. So we need to go over there and stop them from oppressing their people. But really, that's not the reason why you went over there. The real reason why you went over there is to steal some natural resources. Oh, these people are savages. We need to kill them and turn them to Christianity. But really, you don't really give a damn what they believe. You just care that they've got some gold over in their land, some silver, some precious metals, some oil in the floor, underneath the soil. And you're like, well, I need that. They've got a land that's better than yours. And you're like, well, I want that land. So I'm going to say whatever I need to say to get those riches. and I'm getting them by deceit. But because I'm in charge of the world and I live by the sword and I haven't yet met anyone that can stop me with their sword, I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to do what I want to do. And until I meet somebody that can stop me, I'm going to keep doing this. That's how Esau has lived his life. Right? I'm going to live like this. And until somebody can stop me physically with the sword, I'm going to live it like this. And no one ain't going to tell me nothing. That's how they live. Right? Let's jump down to this verse 30. The poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches. He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? Right? And that's talking about us, the Israelites. We're honored in poverty. People will see some poor Israelite and they'll try and want to be him. They want to be that guy. Right? A poor Edomite don't get no kind of flow in this world. A poor Edomite gets looked at like a dog on the street, mate. A poor Israelite will have some talent about him to where people might still give him the time of the day. But a poor Edomite, no one don't give two F's about that, because the only reason why anyone talks to you Edomites is because of money. And that's the reason why Babylon the Great has even got a say in this world, ultimately, because that people can make money from it, but also because they've got the main power of the sword right now, or so they think, until when World War III jumps off, they find that every other nation has deceived them and they're going to use all their swords against them. The same swords that Babylon the Great coincidentally told them to turn their GDP into, trying to fuel up the weaponry anyway. So how about that? Verse 31, he that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty? And Esau is dishonorable in riches. So how much more when he ain't got no money? You think people are going to want to hear anything that Edomite's got to say in the kingdom of heaven? You think there's going to be an Edomite Michael Jackson in the kingdom? Nah. You think there's going to be an Edomite Michael Jordan or an Edomite Mike Tyson that we're like, oh man, he's a talented bugger? Nah, we ain't going to give a damn. There ain't going to be no Edomite that's going to be singing a blues in the kingdom on the field, just picking cotton. And we're going to be like, raw, he can sing, you know. Yo, free him from captivity and we're going to give him a record deal. Nah, that ain't going to be. That's not going to exist. They ain't going to be able to sing. There ain't going to be no small hat singing it off in the kingdom. And we're going to be like, raw, he's talented, you know. Yo, nah, man, we can't make him do this hard labor. Free him up, man. Because he's talented. That's not going to exist. There's not going to be no Daniel that rises up from among Esau that's going to teach us of his ways. And we're going to walk in his paths. For out of Edom shall go forth the law and the words of God from Bozrah. That's not going to happen. Or the words of God from Teman. No. It says in the scriptures, wisdom's no more going to be found in Teman. I know it says that in there. I read it a couple of days ago in the book of Obadiah, I believe. And it's in Jeremiah 49 also, if I'm not mistaken. Right, which now, since I've said that, let me just quickly have a glance to make sure I'm not gassing it up around here. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that everyone of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. So there ain't going to be no might in Teman. And Jeremiah 49, I believe, says there ain't going to be no wisdom found there neither. Jeremiah 49 and verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more found in Teman? His counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? So both their might and their wisdom is going to disappear, man. Which all their wisdom was false anyway. They only had wisdom to be a demon. They only had wisdom to be a wicked scallywag on the earth, man. Running around, cursing the whole earth up, man. Plaguing it off. A plague here, a little plague there. You know what I mean? A little poison here, poison in the well here, a little poison in the well there, a little dragging out the oil out of the earth here, a little bit of dragging out the oil out of the earth there. You know what I mean? A little cutting down every single tree here, cutting down every single tree, a little dragging out all the fish out of the sea. You know what I mean? Just a little dabble here and a little bit of a dabble there, and then a bigger, larger dabble, and then a bit more leaven here and a bit more leaven there, till they've leavened the whole lump, till they've leavened the whole earth, man. And that's why 1,000 years Sounds just about right to undo all the wickedness that Esau has done in his rulership, man. 1,000 years just to get it back to a balanced, mate. Just to get it back to undo all the wickedness that Esau did. And they lived and reigned with Yahushai, Hamashiach 1,000 years. It's gonna be about 1,000. And that's just me saying that. I'm not saying that's a breakdown. I'm saying that I believe the reason why it says 1,000 years is because it's gonna take about 1,000 years to undo all the wickedness that Esau did in his time on this earth, man. That's just the way how I picture it, man. He's did a lot of, man, he's did a lot down here, man. And we're gonna have to re-study all the things that he tried to say was about the earth was like this and the earth was about that. We're gonna have to re-study everything. All the nutrition information that he gave, we're gonna have to re-study all of that. And we're gonna find out that he was lying about most of it too. He was hiding certain things, man. That certain things that were plagues and all that was the main cause of people's deaths, right? That their cures were so easy, and that he knew about some of the cures, that he knew about a few of them. You know what I mean? And was the cause of many people's grievance on the earth, man. Everyone's gonna, man. Well, let me get this. Everyone's gonna really look at you Edomites like, yo, you people are demons in the kingdom. Or everyone, even some of your main nations that just worship Esau right now, Elam and Moab. Them are some of the two main nations right now that bow down to Esau, man. Kissing his dirty drawers, mate. You know what I mean? Elam, which then at the same time, though, Elam don't like Esau, but then they do love him. You know what I mean? They're bugged out, Elam are. But Moab, man, Moab we're making it anime cartoons and all of that, yeah? And they'll be saying, oh, that looks like me. No, it don't. That's not what y'all look like. That looks like them anime cartoons look like Esau. Who you trying to fool? All them Dragon Ball Z characters have been always looking like Edomites, man. But they're saying that they've designed it based on them. When if y'all had blonde hair, you made a whole cartoon where people get superpowers by turning blonde. Okay, well, where's that? When have y'all turned blonde naturally? You haven't. So don't try and fool me. Y'all do that because y'all worship Esau, man. Don't try and play yourself. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse, and then the thing is, the physiques of them Dragon Ball Z characters, that's a physique that you'll normally see among Israelite men. Just naturally, when they turn like 15, 16, they just naturally have that abbed out of this world physique from doing absolutely nothing apart from being alive on earth. Isaiah chapter 14 and some of them even more than that, earlier than that. Like when they become a so-called, well, they were not a so-called, become a young man in this world like 12. We as Israelites just start naturally having that crazy physique, man. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 16. They that see this shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Right? Everyone's going to look at Esau in the kingdom of heaven like, man, this guy was not the one. And after, like, just imagine right now, man, 1 century of the kingdom of heaven, how much the world's going to be changed. Like, look at how much old Trumpy boy has been changing the world right now, and he's been president officially like what, since the inauguration, like the 20th. So that's what, like maybe, well, less than 30 days, right? That he's officially, since the inauguration on the 20th, right? It's like less than 20 days. Well, no, less than 30 days, excuse me. And look at how much the world's changed already from that. So how much more the world changing in the likeness of righteousness after 1 century of us being in charge of the Israelites, man. Every single memorial of what Esau was about is going to be gone. And that first wave of Edomites that did know what Esau used to be, they're going to be gone. So then the next wave that might have tried to pass down a bit of information. Remember, we used to have Starbucks and McDonald's. Don't ever forget. And then they pass out and give it over to the spirit, yeah. And then the next batch is gonna be like, yeah, we used to have presidents and electoral colleges. We used to, and then eventually, all that memorial of what they used to talk about is gonna be gone, and all they're gonna know is where the Edomites. They ain't gonna remember that they was calling themselves no American and all that. They're gonna be grunting, going back to their real language, man. Grunts. Grr, grr, grr. You know what I mean? Going back to their real diet, man, their real Edomite ways, man. Crawling on all fours. They're going to lose that fake suit and tie spirit that they're trying to pretend like they're about now and go back to their real self, man. That real self when they're braying in the bushes, that they're all like, no matter how much suit and tie business they're doing. You know what I mean? That eating meat raw spirit, man. They're going to go to that. And we're going to have to make them realize, nah, man, you can't eat meat raw. You have to cook it. But y'all Edomites that come across these things, you can think it's a game all you want. You're going. You know what I mean? We went. You're going too. Right? We went and you're going to go. No one can make themselves not go. If Yahweh said you go in there, you go in there. Right? And you can think it's a game all you want. You go in. Verse 17. That made the world a wilderness. In fact, verse 16, they that see thee shall now look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? And you've shook kingdoms. Y'all have shook the whole world up, man. I've heard saw a few small articles and stuff like that with them talking about Ghana. I mean, yeah, not Ghana. I think so. I saw something about Uganda, and I was thinking, well, why are they talking about Uganda? And it's obvious why, because they found out that they got some gold over there recently. Some high amount of gold, and they want a piece of that. All of it. I was looking into why would America want to be in Gaza, right? And then I was thinking, okay, so there's strategic positions for being in Gaza. There's strategic positions for being in Israel, which is the reason why Yahweh gave that land to the Israelites anyway. The land of Israel separates two major continents, man. But that's a good crossing point for trade. You know what I mean? It's a very geographically advantageous position when I was looking up certain things, man. Because I was trying to get the understanding as to why. Like, obviously we know that Israel is the chosen land, but there's more to it than just saying, oh, it's the chosen land. There's physical advantages of it, man. You know what I mean? Verse 18. In fact, verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoners. And Esau, if you ask him, has he did all of these things, he's going to lie. Oh, I never did that. Oh, that was my forefathers. As soon as one generation phases out, they just throw them under the bus. And they'll claim that they're Christians, but you'll never hear, if you ask them, they never want to answer whether they're in hell. Are they burning in hell for what they did? Everyone else is burning in hell. They're always trying to talk about, oh, they don't want this and that person to be in hell. Are your forefathers in hell? This so-called hell that you believe in. Would you claim that your forefathers that put our forefathers in slavery, are they in hell burning still now? Just screaming, ah! Burning to death and got no escape from dying from burning. Are they in hell? You know what I mean? Y'all Christians would be quick to say that we're going to be in hell because we're hateful and all that. What about them that was hateful? That actually spoke words and physically did things? Your forefathers, are they in this hell that you place that you believe in? Or is it just for us? You know what I mean? Is that just a thing exclusively for us? Hateful Israelites. But everyone else that's hateful, nah, they ain't there. Yeah, right, man. Y'all don't even believe in that hell thing yourself. But if there was a place that people was gonna be burning forever, who would deserve it more than you Edomites, man? Who would deserve that judgment more than Esau, if there even was such a place? Who would deserve it more than him? Nobody. Verse 20, thou shalt not be joined with them. In fact, verse 19, but thou art cast out. No, in fact, verse 18, all the kings of the earth, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. And that's going into how after the 1,000 years of captivity is over, every other nation is going to be able to go back to their nations, to their particular lands and everything, and start rebuilding up their own things that they lost from when we had to punish them for what they did to us. And they're going to be able to rebuild up their nations under a new way of living. The laws, statutes, commandments of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Because it's going to be clearly established that the world belongs to the Heavenly Father and that all these other people's gods don't exist. Now, are these nations going to try and rebel? And we might go by their cities every now and again and say that they've made idols? Yes, because they're not going to be under the new covenant. And when they do these things, they're going to be judged according to the laws that Yahweh set out, not according to what judgment we think they deserve, according to what God said. Whereas Esau, how he judges the world right now, it's like, well, one person is doing something in the world and I ain't gonna say nothing. But then another person and they ain't got as much weapons to defend themselves. So that's the person I'm gonna aim at. But then this person's also doing the same thing, but they ain't got no natural resources in their country, so I don't care. That's Esau's hypocritical way of living, man. Satan himself, mate. Verse 20. In fact, verse 18, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under foot. It's good trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of ever evildoers shall never be renowned. Meaning you ain't gonna get a chance when everyone else gets a chance to restart afresh and be like, you know what? All right. It said in the prophecies it's gonna be 1,000 years, right? So we're gonna stick to our word. It's 1,000 years. You're free. Go in peace and keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Heavenly Father. And then Esau's like, yep, okay, guys, thanks. And if he thinks he's going to be walking out, like, okay, so all of us, all of us 17 nations that are not Israelites, yeah, we're all going to go. And he starts trying to dust off his overalls and walk out of the captivity and think he's going to go down to Mount Seir. Nah, fam. Mount Seir is ours, mate. It's straight in the prophecies, Obadiah. That's ours, mate. You're done. And you know what? Since I said that, I'm going to show Mount Seir, Edomite's land. That's not getting given back to Esau. That's going to us. Since they didn't want it anyway, we're having it. And since they were so desirous to steal our land, Yahweh's going to give us their land. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse, where is it at, man? Verse 19. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau. Who's of the south? It's Judah, right? And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead, and the captivity of those of the host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities in the south. And Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge them out of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. Esau ain't getting his land back. And that scripture also proves that Esau's still here. Because if when Esau's don't exist no more, the kingdom's going to belong to Yahweh. This is not a kingdom right now that belongs to Yahweh. This place is distraught, mate. This world is distraught. You step out your house right now and was to just set a timer and a stopwatch or something like that, you'd be surprised how quick you can see some off. See some wicked sinning, man, or see some alphabeting and rainbowing activists. You'd be surprised how quick you start seeing that stuff, man. You know what I mean? It's coming like in this world, you can just point, stand out with your arm straight out and your finger pointing, spin around with your eyes closed and stop. And anywhere you stop and open your eyes, you just see something wicked every direction that you go. Any direction that you turn, man. We're just surrounded by it, man. This world is like when someone marinates chicken or marinates some food or whatever, right? And then put the foil over whatever, right? This world's marinated in wickedness. It's just drenched in it, mate, like a wicked demonic gravy over the earth. A demonic gravy granules, man, all over the earth, man. Just soaked. This world just soaked in wickedness all over the place, man. And then when that gravy dries up, Esau pours some more demonic, wicked ass gravy over the whole earth, man. You know what I mean? Or whatever sauces you like, mayonnaise, ranch, you know what I mean? Burger sauce, man. Chili, red roost, the chili sauce or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever sauce you can think of, man. I just said gravy for the visual, you know? But there's other condiments you could imagine in your mind. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 21, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Now, all you God loves everybody, there's neither Jew nor Greek people that want to run your mouths. What's this talking about? We know what we're saying it's talking about for our doctrine. But what you saying for yours, though? It's saying prepare slaughter for the children because of what the fathers did. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying there. That's what it's saying in there, man. Now, we as Israelites, we believe in reincarnation, right? But then also, is there going to be some Edomites that didn't technically, in the kingdom of heaven, that technically didn't take part in any of the things that we went through in the kingdom? I would assume so. I would assume so, and they would have been born into the kingdom of heaven where they're restricted to a heavy degree from doing wickedness, but they're still going to receive punishment. Esau was hated. Why? What did Esau do to be hated by the Heavenly Father? What did he do wrong? For all you Christians that you think you're so skilled in the scriptures, what did Esau do wrong that made him be hated? Well, I'm going to read it. What did he do wrong? What did Esau do? Romans chapter 9 and verse 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil. Right? Esau didn't do anything wrong. That the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth, it was said unto her, the elders will serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Now, if these people, which we know that you're the Edomites, man, if you're supposed to rule, and you really think you're supposed to be charged, stand up straight, man, straighten up yourself, and say, I'm an Edomite, and I'm ruling what? Say it if you're brave. If you really think that being an Edomite don't matter, where's the people that claim to be Esau then? Because the people in the land of Israel right now, they're trying to push that title of being Amalek onto the Ishmaelites, right? But the Ishmaelites ain't claiming that. They ain't claiming it. They don't want to claim it. Neither does Amalek himself, the real Amalek, the real Edomites. They don't want to claim it. Christianity wants to say they're done away with. But everyone wants to claim being an Israelite. We, the real Israelites, we're claiming that we're the Israelites, right? The people in the land of Israel that they say that they're the Israelites, but really we know they're Edomites, they're saying that they're the Israelites, right? And in Christianity, they're saying that I'm an Israelite spiritually, and the church is Israel. So in all of the world, everyone knows that being an Israelite is special, yet they want to try and say it's not special. Oh, it doesn't matter who's an Israelite, but I'm an Israelite spiritually, and I'm an Israelite based on my mom, and then we're saying we're Israelite based on proof that we're under the curses clearly, and we're fulfilling prophecies. Nobody else don't mention that they're cursed because of their wickedness that claims to be an Israelite. They don't say that. We say it though. We're the ones that have fulfilled Deuteronomy 30:1, where it speaks about speaking about being under the curses in every nation that you've been scattered. We're the ones saying that. Nobody else says that. But yet at the same time, everyone wants to say being an Israelite don't matter. But then at the same time, that everyone wants to claim being an Israelite, and they're saying being an Edomite don't matter. But nobody wants to claim being an Edomite. Where's any, like, you might see one weirdo Edomite that bugs out and is like, I'm an Edomite, rah rah rah, and they start screaming at the top of their lungs. But they don't really understand what they're actually saying when they say that. They don't really understand the gravity of them saying it. But you won't see no large portion of people in mass saying that they are Edomites, like how you see people claiming that they're Israelites. You don't see that because they know it's wicked. They know it's not a good thing to be. Everyone knows this. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 21, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. Now, the main reason why you Edomites are going to get destroyed anyway is because of your first forefather, Esau. But then really, I already read it, Romans 9:11. Before that, it was going to happen. So we understand. I understand perfectly, man. Well, let me not even say it that proud. I understand that why Esau is as evil as he is. I understand when you actually understand that he ain't got no choice. There ain't no other hope in hell for his guy to get anything good on this earth, other than him getting it by his own hand. They ain't one. He ain't got no hope for no covenant. He ain't got no hope to be buried, to be joined in them with the other nations in burial, right? The other nations should really be snitching on Esau, but the reason why they're siding with Esau is because they're thinking, man, these Israelites are talking about 1,000-year ass whooping. That's gonna be intergalactic. I don't really hey, so lucky. I don't want to really go through that. You know what I mean? I don't really want to go through that 1,000 years of ass whooping that they're talking about. Okay, they've said that there's gonna be a bit of respite at the end of it, but I don't really feel like I want to do that. So I'm just gonna try and hope on what Esau's talking about, because that 1,000 years thing that they're talking about, that don't sound too nice. But they're still gonna end up getting that 1,000 years anyway, and they're gonna get the joined in burial, like Moabites and Ishmaelites. They're gonna still be under the same thing in the kingdom of heaven. Keep the laws, it's gonna be peace to you. Break the laws, You're going to see what the curses feel like. Since everyone wanted to be an Israelite spiritually, you're going to get to feel exactly what that was like. You're going to get to feel exactly what it felt like when the Israelites got taken down by the Babylonians. Exactly what it felt like when the Israelites got taken down by the Assyrians. You're going to get to know how the Israelites felt when they was going through the wilderness and how they was told to do all these things, but it was hard for them to do them because it was weak in the flesh. You're going to know that, all you nations, man. And you're going to know that you should have never ran your mouths proud talking about how the Israelites were this and the Israelites were that. Because you ain't keeping it now yourselves. You ain't going to be able to all keep them all perfectly now yourself either. Because you've got the same weak flesh that we previously had. And you ain't never going to have it changed to be right just like how we have. Because we're the children of the covenant, man. We're the seed of the promise, not you. Nah. You all ain't having it, man. Good. And it don't cause me no sorrow because in this world, right, y'all are winning all the time. So in the world to come, we're going to be winning, man. Nah. You can't catch me. Y'all ain't y'all ain't going to have none of the thing. And I feel very happy when I understand that, man. And Esau, once he's trying his best, he's kicking and screaming, foaming out the mouth, lying about this, lying about that, right? Causing AI to do this thing, AI to do that thing, making a charagma, going and starting war all over the world, trying to get strategic positions to be able to control this and control that. Cashless society, transhumanism, internet of bodies, internet of things. None of it's going to work, man. None of it. All your liars. It's going to work for a short period of time, but the grand scheme of things, it will not work. It doesn't end up working. The end result still is Obadiah 1:18 for all you guys and gals and your whole nation. It's still going to be Obadiah. Everything that he's doing still ends with Obadiah 1:18 getting fulfilled. You don't know what that is? Go read it. They're not going to escape this judgment, man. They're not going to. Did we escape our judgment? Was there a time when we found the lost ark of the second lost ark of the covenant, and we were just aimed it at the curses when we was going to go into Atlantic slave trade and was like, nah, we don't feel like it, man. This one ain't coming to pass. Was there any other prophecies that we was like, nah, this one can come to pass, but you see this one here, nah, I don't want that one to come to pass? Are we able to stop Jacob's trouble coming to pass, but then we can still get the new covenant? Nah, we ain't. We have to go through Jacob's trouble to get the new covenant. And it might not sound nice, but that's what it's going to have to be, man. We're going to have to go through the day of the Lord to get the covenant, man. It has to go that way. Even though it's going to be a path of pain, man. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So Esau, the way that he's making right now, is so that he's going to feel like, oh, I'm safe. These people can't tell me nothing now. I'm running things around here. That's what he's going to think, right? That's what he's going to think, man. But what he doesn't understand is that the left hand and the right hand have got one unified, one like joint destination that is really a crossing point, man. And that's the MOTB prophecy. Esau's thing where he's thinking is, okay, after I got this MOTB thing and I've got this set up, that's where it just goes smooth for me, and then after that. But what he doesn't understand is that that's part of the right hand side prophecy too, because that's going to allow the elect to know that they more than likely are of the elect because they haven't taken it. But he's also going to let them know about who is and who isn't of the elect, so that they don't have to worry about certain people no more. Okay, this person took one. I don't need to worry about that person no more. I like it with a family member, friend or whatever, cousin, even a brother's own woman. You know what I mean? Once she takes the MOTB, if your woman does, any of your brothers out there, you ain't got to worry about whether she's a woman of the Lord no more or a woman of the elect, whether she's a daughter, Sarah and all that, the elect lady. Nah, she's a demon if she takes it. And I'm not saying that no man's woman's going to take one. But we do know that some man's woman, I'm not saying of the elect, we do know that some men's women are going to take them. That's just facts. That's not hard to believe at all. Loads of women are going to take the Karag, man. And I was just thinking about the season. I've just been saying a few points, man. Because when you actually look at Esau's society, you're thinking, hang on. This guy tries to make out like he's supposed to rule. But why has he got to lie all the time then? Why can't he just tell the truth? Why has he got to make all these fake doctrines to try and make himself be in charge? Instead of just telling the truth, if you're really supposed to rule, just rule, man. You don't need to lie. You're ready to tell the truth. You don't need to be a coward and say you're not ruling and that everyone's equal. No. Say straight up, you're equal, you're not equal, and you're better than everyone, and prove it with something that can be undeniable. That and which really, based on a video I was watching that made me do this, that's what they are trying to get ready to do. But it's not going to work though. Because people are going to look at the world and be like, hang on, this world's through. And it's going to cause for the beast to hate the whore. And they're going to burn the whore with fire. And the whore is Babylon the Great. And on that right there, I'm going to end the video, man. Esau's whole kingdom is based on lies. Right? The whole thing out of his whole world has always been based on lies, man. And on that, I'm going to say Shalom.